This is Michael Williams. We're looking at the fourth and final reason that I'll be talking about anyway as to why people argue, and it starts with, you guessed it, a T. H-U-N-T. This is the T, and it stands for triggers, right? That is, there are certain things that push our buttons or that trigger us, that cause almost an auto response. We automatically respond in a certain way. And whatever those triggers are, whether it's leaving something out, saying something a certain way, or not calling, whatever it is, every time it happens, it triggers a response. It triggers an argument or a disagreement. Do you have things that trigger you, right, that kind of push your buttons? What are they? Become aware of them. We're going to talk about that in the next part of this series. But triggers is another reason that people argue. That is, there are things that they've allowed to trigger them or to almost cause them to respond in a certain way. And some people will pull the trigger on purpose. They'll push your buttons on purpose, unfortunately, just to see you get upset. A lot of people don't do that, but some people do, unfortunately. Or when they feel like they've been disrespected, then they'll push your buttons and make you feel angry or upset. So triggers, another reason that people argue, because there's something on a deeper level that whenever it happens, it triggers this response. So we need to find out what that is and disconnect it. What is it that's triggering this response, and let's disconnect it, okay? So in the first part of this 8-part series, you and I have looked at 4 reasons, only 4, there are many, 4 reasons why people argue. And once again, we're not talking about finances or the kids or because the person's lost their job. These are just some very basic reasons why people argue. And the first reason started with an H, and that was what? Habit. Argue out of habit. They've learned this is a pattern of communicating for them. Second reason, unresolved issues. Same thing keeps coming resolved. Third reason, negative interpretation. That is, we are misinterpreting what someone has done or said. We're saying that they did it, or we're thinking that they said it or did it for our own reasons, for another reason, right? Oh, they just did that to get on my nerves. They did that to disrespect me. And then the final reason is triggers. So there's something about what this person does or what they say, or something about the situation, or something that's coming from our past, that whenever this happens, whenever we get in this situation, it triggers a response, and we need to find out what that response is. So in the second part of this entire series, which we're about to get into in the next video, we're actually going to look at how to stop arguing, or how to stop arguments, and we're using the STOP approach, S-T-O-P, where each letter represents a very specific step or strategy. Okay, so thank you very much for checking this out. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. This is Michael Williams.